Welcome to Real Exchange and the Ontario Disability Employment Network's Having Tech on Deck module. We invite you to explore this module to learn about some ways technology can increase communication, collaboration, and capacity in your organization so that you can better support the people you serve. This module was created during the upheaval of the COVID-19 pandemic and has been influenced by things learned during that time. Part of effective service delivery is knowing how to shock-proof your organization so that it is able to weather challenges and disruptions. The main intent of this module is to make you curious and confident about using technology in the work you do and the services you deliver every day. This module has been designed to encourage you to think about technology differently when working with your team or when you are providing services. Some people find technology intimidating, while others may think that new tech will make more work in their already busy days. Others are so comfortable with technology that they take it for granted. Both create their own challenges. Shying away from technology may mean you are missing opportunities to more easily and effectively provide services. On the other hand, getting too comfortable with technology may mean you rely on it too much, or you experience a lack of inspiration when it comes to using it. The purpose of this module is to introduce you to a technology-conscious approach to employment services. We want you to be smart and intentional about how you use technology to carry out your work. By the end of this module, you will understand how technology can support the people you serve, understand how technology can improve the services you deliver, learn about technology that can enhance how your organization operates, learn strategies to incorporate technology into the services you provide, and be linked to some relevant resources. Technology. What is it? Technology is a broad term, so let's take a minute to explain what we mean. While we are going to reference equipment and software or applications, also called apps, in this module, for the most part, you, your teams, and the people you are serving have some access to equipment and have used some type of technology. Just think of the many devices and applications you find yourself encountering every day. Sometimes technology can be complex and cutting edge, such as virtual reality devices for simulating training scenarios. But it doesn't have to be that complicated right out of the gate, and probably won't be in your everyday practice of providing services. The most common pieces of equipment for delivering effective services and to facilitate working remotely if need be are a computer, laptop or desktop, smartphone, webcam, and access to a stable internet connection. If you are intimidated by the thought of needing so many gadgets to carry out your work, remember that all jobs require some amount of equipment. In the DS sector, technology just happens to be among the most useful and applicable tools in your tool belt. You likely already have some experience with popular software, such as Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, as well as applications like Outlook for email. You're probably more tech-savvy than you think. Technology. Who is it for? The short answer is that technology is for everybody. Gone are the days when technology belonged to a certain demographic. If a person is willing to learn, chances are there exists technology out there that will make their life easier. Specific to the DS sector, technology should be considered as a resource for everyone involved in the service delivery journey, from the person being served, to the person serving them, to the employer hiring them, or the respite worker supporting them. Regardless of the abilities of the people involved in these relationships, technology can be a common ground through which they communicate and interact. This particular module is meant to introduce you to the benefits of technology to your organization and the people you serve, and to make you more conscious about the ways in which you are using technology in your work. If you are interested in a more thorough and instructive approach to incorporating technology into employment services specifically, we encourage you to check out the eVantage module on the Real Exchange, which has been created for this purpose. Access and support needs vary among people who have disabilities and across their lifespans. One-size-fits-all solutions do not exist. Thankfully, technologies such as smartphones and tablets are adaptable to individual user needs. Most technology devices come equipped with customizable accessibility features and can be outfitted with apps that support a range of user needs. These devices are also easy to update and add to as new software becomes available and as user needs evolve. Technology can be used in countless ways to increase access and eliminate barriers. For example, technology can facilitate work from home options, which may be beneficial to people with mobility issues, chronic illness, autism, mental health challenges, or who are immunocompromised. Better access to sign language interpreters through video relay for people who are deaf or hard of hearing. Live captioning and virtual meeting platforms for people who are deaf or hard of hearing or have auditory processing disabilities. Screen reading technology for people who are blind and have low vision, are dyslexic, or have learning disabilities. And communication for those who do not speak through things like text-to-speech software and communication boards. The fact that these devices are highly portable means that people have constant and nearly instantaneous access to support, whether through barrier-reducing software, supportive apps, or through easy communication with a member of their support team. These days, most people have some kind of tech on hand, whether it is a smartphone, smartwatch, or tablet, and so engaging with these devices should be familiar. This is not to say that additional coaching and support won't be required to engage everyone, such as coaches, job seekers, and employers. However, it does not need to be an overwhelming process. A large portion of people who have a disability already use assistive devices in their everyday lives. Research shows that in Canada, 81% of people who identify as having a disability reported the use of at least one assistive aid or device. Digital hearing aids, motorized wheelchairs, electronic speech and communication devices, and screen readers are all devices which some people with disabilities rely on. Be mindful of the fact that there may be gaps in digital literacy for some people who have a disability. This may be due to financial barriers or lack of exposure and education on using technology. You may need to determine the level of tech ability the people you serve have, and develop a plan to address any gaps in knowledge they may have. Technology can help to enhance or supplement services. That is not to suggest that technology would replace the human services that assist people to live independent lives, but in cases where technology can increase independence and create efficiencies in the system, everyone benefits. It is important to remember that technology is an investment. Some people receiving and providing services may be fortunate to have all the tech they require, either thanks to savings, grants, or their employers. Others may have trouble accessing the devices they need and may need assistance financing them. If your organization is short on resources, there are programs out there to help nonprofit organizations shore up their tech resources, such as Microsoft's nonprofit pricing program and TechSoup. For people receiving services, grants through ODSP, EO, OW, and OSAP are a few avenues to explore to access funding. Luckily, once people receiving services have their necessary devices, there exists many free and low-cost apps to support them. These apps can be accessed through smartphones and tablets, which are more affordable and portable than laptops and desktop computers. Technology should reduce barriers, not create them. Therefore, be prepared to advocate for and get creative about helping the people you serve access technology. It is important to do your research on the types of resources that are most useful for you, your organization, and the people you serve. Factors such as cost, accessibility features, and compatibility with other resources you want to use are important to consider in choosing your tech. Security features, privacy features, and virus protections are also prime considerations. It is important to protect personal data in all cases, but especially in cases where technology is being used for personal reasons, such as supporting and enhancing a person's everyday life. It is up to you, your organization, and the people you serve to determine the best fit technology. To help you in this process, a guidebook of apps has been identified for people who have a disability for employment and living supports. The application resource guide can be found under the supporting documents section of this module. In the spirit of continued collaboration, any additional apps you feel would be beneficial to those you provide supports or services to and should be included in this ever-evolving document, feel free to email your contribution to The Real Exchange at realexchange@communityliving.essex.org for inclusion. Technology isn't just for people receiving services, but also for the staff delivering services. Under typical conditions, technology can allow service providers to connect with the people they support more easily, manage appointments more effectively, and deliver training and support services more creatively. And, in extraordinary circumstances such as a pandemic, or other instances of disruption to normal business operations, technology can make the continuation of services possible, albeit in a modified way. Though we do not advocate for eliminating the human element in human services, we acknowledge that many aspects of providing services that once required an in-person meeting or a phone call can now be addressed through email, text, or a video call. This increase in independence for people receiving services leads to their service providers being more available to assist new people requiring support, which in turn increases capacity in the sector. Technology can create a positive feedback loop for your organization. This graphic illustrates what that cycle looks like in the employment services stream. At the end of the day, the point of the DS sector is to improve the quality of life for people who have disabilities, whether at home, in the workplace, or the community. The better you are able to do your job, the better the outcomes for you and the people you serve. Beyond just making one's job easier, technology can also make work more enjoyable. It can facilitate connection between colleagues, whether they are separated by office walls or separated due to working remotely. Chat programs and video technology can keep colleagues connected and in the loop, both professionally and socially. These communication channels also encourage information sharing among those in the DS sector. This is important in creating a positive and productive work environment, and that makes them better service providers. More formal channels such as this Real Exchange platform encourage information sharing on a larger and more in-depth scale. This type of collaboration encourages innovation, as new information is shared, discussed, and put into practice. Not only does technology make it possible to easily access and share the information that inspires creativity and innovation, it also makes executing these new and exciting ideas possible. Technology makes it possible to meet with colleagues and people receiving services remotely. While in-person meetings are productive, there are still instances when meeting remotely might be preferable. For example, people with mobility issues who struggle with transportation, or people with chronic illnesses who might find some work environments hazardous to their health would prefer a work-from-home option. Experts in your field with whom you want to partner may not be close by, so connecting with them through video conferencing can overcome that distance. We tend to share information face-to-face and collaborate with the team that is right in front of us. That kind of interaction and collegiality is valuable. However, it makes it easy to forget that there is a whole sector of experts across the province who are having productive discussions, discovering new information, and innovating in their own boardrooms. We have become comfortable connecting with people in new and different ways using technology. As such, we should continue to develop and embrace resources such as Real Exchange post-pandemic, because the more we in the DS sector are connected, the more problems we can solve. When the pandemic began and workplace closures took place all across the province, some organizations in the sector quickly adapted their programming to be delivered online. Community Living Sarnia-Lambton and Community Living Essex County, for example, have been delivering programming such as JobPath remotely throughout the pandemic. Again, this is not to suggest that all services in the DS sector move to an online format. The in-person human and social element of providing and receiving services cannot be overlooked. The benefits to mental health alone are significant. However, the pandemic has taught us that our sector is resilient and that there are alternative ways of getting the job done when need be. Again, there may be other instances where providing or receiving services online or remotely are preferable, which facilitates more accessible work for more people. We have learned throughout the pandemic what the vulnerabilities in our sector are, and we've been shown how resilient the sector can be. This module encourages you to take stock of the ways that technology can increase your capacity to provide services and protect your organization against future vulnerabilities. A quick word of caution. Increasing your capacity through tech should not mean increasing your obligations to work. Your work is important and you are important to it, but don't confuse being connected with being available. Technology helps keep us connected when we need to be, and sometimes it connects us when we shouldn't be. Be sure to have discussions within your organization about setting boundaries with respect to tech and about protecting your time when you are off duty. Chances are that you, your organization, and the people you support are already somewhat familiar with using technology. You are probably accessing this electronic module online right now. Here, we'll talk about some tips for incorporating tech into your service delivery. Not everyone is equally comfortable with or knowledgeable about using technology. When considering how technology might increase your capacity to deliver services and achieve outcomes, it is important to know your current tech capacity. Is yours an organization with a lot of technology already on hand? Are the majority of staff there already savvy with technology? If so, that's great. You're well on your way to making the most of technology in the services you provide. More likely, though, yours is an organization that could benefit from new or additional technology on site. And chances are, there are people within your organization that would benefit from some professional development in this area. You want your teams to feel supported and encouraged on their new tech journey, not intimidated. Don't expect to have a team of tech experts overnight. Devote sufficient time to training and supporting your staff in embracing technology. And consider finding team members who really enjoy technology to be an on-site mentor or go-to person. Do some research on the types of tech you feel would make a positive impact within your organization and on the supports and services you provide. If you can, trial new tech before committing to it. If you've identified a device or program that you think will be useful, try it out before investing in it for the whole organization. Watch tutorials online about how to use certain devices or apps before purchasing them to get a better sense of whether or not they will be useful to you and to the people you support. Consider taking a look at your budget and seeing where there might be opportunities to invest in technology. Take some time to investigate whether there are any grants you might qualify for that can help you acquire the tech you need. The bottom line here is that preparation is key. External factors may also dictate the kind of tech supports you depend on in your workplace. Provided here is a short list of programs and applications that have proven the most consistently useful and widely applicable for connecting colleagues and facilitating collaborations both in the DS sector and beyond. We expect these tech supports and applications will continue to be relevant tools as the world of work and our perceptions of it have been forever changed. Some of the applications that have been proven useful are Microsoft Teams for virtual meetings and group text chats among colleagues, PowerPoint for presentations, both virtual and in person, Zoom for video conferences and webinars, SharePoint for file sharing and collaborating on works in progress, and Jamboard for brainstorming. By this point in the module, we hope you are enthusiastic about the possibilities that technology has to offer your organization and the people you support. But don't just take our word for it. Enjoy this video made by Community Living Essex County in partnership with the eVantage partner organizations, which shows people engaging in technology and benefiting from it. This video is specific to employment and training, but it is easy to imagine a whole host of possibilities in developmental services.
My name is Amanda Mastronardi, and I'm the project manager of eVantage. You and I use technology in our everyday work lives, and that should be no different for people with developmental disabilities. Technology is now the tool by which business is conducted, and people need to learn how to optimize technology use to enhance job performance and to secure their employment outcomes. The eVantage project introduces mainstream applications and technologies into the hands of people we support to encourage learning in customized formats and to promote independence. Some of the apps we've introduced include basic reminder apps, checklist apps, or calendars, or even task analysis apps that break down workplace jobs into smaller, more achievable steps, and have even introduced job-specific apps that target the person's needs in their specific field of employment.
I'm Brianne Taggart. I have my own business called Brianne's Creations in Photography. I showcase my work at different locations across Essex County, such as coffee houses like this one, jewelry stores, and pizza houses. Before I started using Marcella, I used a piece of paper. Marcella is more organized and it's a good way to keep track because it saves on time.
eVantage is a multi-agency collaborative around the province of Ontario that work together to search out and implement applications in employment service delivery. We look at capturing the impact at different service providers, implementing technology, and sharing our unique perspectives with one another. One of our goals is to promote independence in the workplace so that our job coaches, facilitators, and developers are then able to serve more people.
I have a lovely daughter, Denise, that comes and works here at QVS and is still taking training courses.
Hi, my name is Denise Storms, and I like to clean QVSS every day through the week almost.
From my observations, I've seen Denise really improve in her pace of work and her time. When I first started working with her, she really struggled with getting the timing right for her job. She was able to do the duties and the tasks, but it would take her a lot longer. She would jump between tasks and she wasn't quite sure with her direction. Using the Avail app, she's really been able to focus on getting the job done in a specific amount of time and making sure that the quality of work as well matches that.
It's easy to find the stuff on it. I set it to the bathroom, then I set it down, and then I go and do my job. And then I look back and see what else to do. It's fun and easy to handle.
She's every day trying to think of, oh, I could put that on the tablet. She's just had it for a couple of weeks here, but she really adjusted very fast and she sees the importance of it. I have at home a small little calendar that I'm always marking the dates, what's going to happen. She said, well, you really don't need that anymore. I've got my tablet. So, oh yes, it's been a real blessing.
My name is Charissa, and I'm the director of Third Space Cafe, which is a social enterprise. We focus on building community on Queen Street by creating a safe space for anyone to belong and also employment opportunities for folks with disabilities. So I haven't had the opportunity to use technology to support employees before in the workplace, but when Tracy was hired, we became aware of the Avail app, which has tasks programmed into it to help her step by step making a sandwich or brewing coffee or serving customers in the cafe. I communicate with Tracy mostly by asking questions. She responds very enthusiastically with yeses or nos to communicate her response, but if she needs to go into more detail, she uses a program called Go Talk Now on her iPad, which converts text to speech, and so she can ask me more specific questions or communicate more specific information to me when needed. When Tracy started, we programmed a couple essential tasks that she would always be going back to help serve customers in the cafe, like brewing coffee, like making a breakfast sandwich, and those became second nature to her. She became really comfortable doing those with the step-by-step knowledge that was initially introduced.
Tracy, do you feel more independent at work using this app?
Yes, I do. It helps me talk to people.
Through technology, and more specifically through mobile-based smart device apps, we can empower people receiving employment services to develop and master important skills. Doing so, we can fill job gaps in the workforce with qualified people who may not have had these opportunities before, making inclusive, competitive employment a reality and not just a dream.
It's not just people on the front lines providing and receiving services who are advocates for technology in the DS sector. Researchers and experts in the field of labor and disability have noted that as advancements in the tech industry continue at an explosive rate, the potential for employment technology to meet the individualized needs of individuals with disabilities is greater now than ever before. One area which we have identified as having tremendous potential with respect to tech and DS services is the collaboration between service providers and school boards. It is vital that technology is being integrated into curriculum to ensure digital literacy early on in the lives of people who have a disability. Students with a disability must be exposed to tech that is being used in the workplace and in all aspects of the world. Technology should be a means to facilitating solutions, and benefiting from technology shouldn't require that you have access to all the latest and greatest devices the market has to offer. You will want to make sure that your devices are up to date enough that they are compatible with the apps and software you find most beneficial to do your job, of course. But technology should be accessible and liberating, and if you get creative, you can accomplish a lot with a little, as the pandemic has taught us. Developers are working all the time to meet access needs, and while the tech landscape is far from perfect, it is becoming more affordable, more accessible, more user-friendly, and more streamlined all the time. One can only imagine other possibilities awaiting the sector post-pandemic, when technology once again becomes an exciting and innovative prospect and not an emergency measure. We hope you have found this module useful and that you are now motivated and excited to embrace technology and all of its benefits. Now that you have completed this module, you should understand how technology can support the people you serve, understand how technology can improve the services you deliver, have learned about technology that can enhance how your organization operates, have learned strategies to incorporate technology into the services you provide, and know where to find relevant resources. We hope you have found this module on using technology in the DS sector useful, and we are confident that you will take what you've learned here and apply it to your employment service delivery. Please take a moment to fill out a short survey at the link below. Your input is invaluable and will help improve future offerings on the Real Exchange.